Well, so we just have three more types of essays left, and now we are going to complete two of them. So these two are going to be very short essays, and that's why we have included them in one topic. They are one-word essays and argumentative essays. Now, if you have done my lesson on public speaking, especially towards the end, which I again suggest, like the story writing one, you do it because that covers a lot of the things about the argumentative essays that I'm going to say. So for the one-word essays, we're going to mainly focus on this topic, and towards the end, we're going to discuss a bit about the argumentative essays. So the first thing that we have, like I said, is one-word essays. So what exactly happens in a one-word essay is that you're going to be given a single word, and it can be anything. Okay, it can be as interesting as aliens, or it can be as boring as apple. Okay, what you need to do is you need to make a 350 word composition out of one word. I mean, the ratio of heading to essay size is like 1:350, so it's a difficult job. I'm going to tell you that right now. But the point is, this sort of an essay has a few advantages that others just don't have, and if you get that, then you're at a very advantageous position, I have to say. See, firstly, this essay, what you need to do is that you need to understand that, like normal essays, there will be three sections: the introduction, body, and conclusion. But you need to know that since this essay is like a very very one word essay, it can be transformed into anything you want. The whole point being that in a one word essay, you always have the option of imagination like in no other things. For instance, if you're given a visit to a market in a narrative essay, then whatever you do, you have to have a visit to a market. You just can't avoid that. But if you have a one word essay, you can have most anything in that. You just have been given like market. Now, market can be a skill, market can be the name of a person, Mr. Market maybe. Market can be a visit to a market, it can be anything. So the level of imagination in a one word essay is at its prime. In fact, I actually remember there was this boy in my school who had wrote an essay on the word time, and he wrote about an alien institute whose name was Time, and I actually forgot he had made up a full form back then. So the whole point being that you can do it too. All you need to do is have a very good command over the language. So suppose you have colors, and also remember one more thing, that is the introduction should not change, right? No matter what you're writing, unless it's a story, the introduction should always be of the principal object. So if you have colors, then you should probably describe the types of colors, interesting how they are, how they act importantly to society. And towards the end, you can say that that is not all what colors does. Colors can, also have a different story to tell. And this is one we are going to know below. And you can start your story. So the whole point is the introduction needs to be the same. Now, you need to, like I said, that these essays, I mean one-word essays, are like the only essays that test your imagination and your innovation before your knowledge and your command. The whole point being that in a descriptive or a narrative essay, all they want to see is how you can stick to the topic, how you can utilize the points, how good is your grammar, your fluency of language, the way you can connect. But when it's a one-word essay, for instance like charity, there is nothing given to you here. Every single thing you need to make up from scratch, which is why this becomes the most difficult as well as the most interesting essay there ever is, which is why this essay primarily tests your innovation rather than your knowledge. Moving on, what you need to do is write a conclusion, and the conclusion can be anything given the fact that it's a flexible essay. So if you make a story out of your one word, then your conclusion can easily be, a floating thing for the readers. Your conclusion, people can do it very nicely. Also, all you need to do is that just, there's a tone of an essay. There's a tone. It's either light or deep or gloomy or whatever. But the point is that whatever is your conclusion, and I'm repeating this again, it can be anything and everything. Please adjust it to the tone of the essay. If the essay is a light-headed essay or it's a light-toned essay, then the conclusion has to be a light one. It has to end properly. But if it's a deep-toned essay, the conclusion has to end deeply. Now, I'm going to give you a sample outline, and I have taken up the most common word that comes up, that is apple. So obviously when somebody says apple, you think about the fruit. But here, look at what I have done. Let's read the description. Introduction. When people say apple, they generally mean the fruit, but you have a different story to tell. So you have a pet dog named Apple who can sniff out almost everything. You go to a party and you see that something gets lost, maybe somebody's necklace or maybe something like that, and Apple tracks it down. How does it track it down again? Dear listener, it's up to you, because see, I can only show you how there are different approaches to a single word, but the point is that at the end the apple is the hero of the day. Okay, I'm not sorry, apple is the hero of the day, not the apple. The whole point is that in these one word essays, yes, it's true that you can write anything and everything, but also you need to know that while you're doing that, your whole essay should be centered around that one word. That should never change. Okay, so now with that we are moving on to argumentative essays now. Because that was actually the end of the one word essays, there is not much to discuss in both of these. So in argumentative essays, what I would say is that you go through the public speaking course first, because that will guide you a lot on what you need to improve, what is to be done. Even I have included some graphs in your argumentative essay things, so you can actually look there. Okay, so first of all, remember that all the rules of a debate apply to an argumentative essay, except that you don't have to talk with an audience. Therefore, all the good morning stuff and everything should be discarded, should be ostracized. Remember that like the public speaking course says, you need to take a stand and not deviate from it. So for instance, if you're speaking in favor of the topic, and speak in favor of the topic, do not never ever go against the topic. Okay, and whatever happens, never ever leave your stand, because when we'll be doing scoring, the lesson on scoring, how you are scored, you will see that all this carries a lot of marks. So remember these 3 points, they are of primary importance. And to end our lesson, what we are going to do is we are going to look at a sample outline. So nationalism has been overtaken by regionalism. So the first thing that you do is introduce in an introduction, especially in an argumentative essay, you need to explain all the nouns that are there. If you have education and success are not related, if you have failure is the stepping stone to success, whatever it may be, in an argumentative essay you always need to describe the two words verbatim. So what are the things? What is nationalism? What is regionalism? Nationalism is basically when you fight for the country, you're patriotic, you love your country more. Regionalism is when you love your region more. Okay, that is you prefer your region. I mean, whoever you are, maybe you belong from a state and you prefer that state more. So now you need to say that there are more Rajasthanis and Bengalis and Gujaratis than there are Indians. Okay, and this is true in nowadays life. If you actually do an analysis, you will find out that this actually happens. I mean, there are more people. I mean, if you ask a guy who is he, I mean, what sort of sect of people does he belong to, the first answer that you're gonna get is I'm a Bengali, or I'm a Tamil, or I'm a Maharashtrian, I'm a Marathi, I'm a Gujarati. Nobody will say that I'm an Indian, which is why the point of this debate. So what you need to do is you need to say that yes, regionalism has overtaken nationalism and it's something really bad. Also, you need to say that how politicians and different states are favoring their stuff. Okay, for instance, the railway ministers always try that the good trains come to their state. Also, you need to say that what all this does is it puts your national interest at risk. Okay, that is it harms your patriotic sense. It makes the fact that these things are not good. Regionalism is not good and nationalism is actually the thing that is needed. So you see how an argumentative essay is formed. All you need to do is explain the nouns, you take a stand, and you don't deviate from it. There's absolutely nothing else in an argumentative essay that needs to be accounted for. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to finish off with this lesson. We just have one more thing left in essays, that is picture composition, where we have solved the 2001 picture. And also then we'll be moving on to letters, then you have reports and précis. So we don't have a lot of lessons left, probably 7 lessons left. Okay, and you'll be getting that very soon. So we hope you enjoyed this course. Please leave your feedback in the comments below. Thank you.